Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing well. As it's Pride Month, I thought I'd share with you something that's really helped me, and I'm hoping it will really help some of you out there, and it's very important to me. So, from a very young age, I've had pretty bad anxiety, and I think that's down to my dyspraxia and being gay, and I'll explain why. At the beginning, I didn't know what dyspraxia was. I thought, why is everyone around me so different? I'm like a superhero in a self-titled film. Everyone's so dull and boring, and I'm so interesting, right? And then I started to see what dyspraxia was. And I had this idea of dyspraxia was, you can't do this, you can't do that. And that kind of made me feel quite anxious and self-conscious about myself. And then being gay, I didn't know what that was. School never taught me. So I had to look to society, and of course, I thought the worst. Oh, I can't get married. I can't have a normal life. People will judge me. And that was really, really damaging to me. And I think a lot of the times when people were learning the key socialization skills, right, I was dealing with being gay. I was dealing with dyspraxia, and it was really hard. I didn't know that I was gay for quite a long time in my life because I don't know, there was so much anxiety around it that I didn't see it for what it was. And I think for me, it was really, really important growing, getting out there into society and challenging those negative thoughts. And I think that's really, really what helped. Having confidence in myself, seeing that I'm worth so much more than my negative thoughts. I'm worth so much more than the areas in society that put me down. They don't have certificates over their head that say, you must listen to what they say, you must obey them. It doesn't work like that. And so, as the years grew by, I grew and grew and grew. And I think just seeing people who are so proud of who they are, the Orlando shooting, that's when I came out as bisexual, because I realized that the community was so loving, so supportive. I came out because I felt like, oh, well, this isn't so bad. But I said, oh, I'm more interested in women than men, because I was still afraid of some of those feelings. And then I had fallen for someone, and it made me realize, well, I said I couldn't have certain things, but I can. I can get married if I want to. I mean, if people judge, it's their problem. It's not my problem. No, I'm just living my life. I'm doing nothing morally wrong, And suddenly I realized that there was a mist around my feelings for men that had lifted, because I challenged those negative thoughts. I challenged them. And it was kind of like, oh, wow, actually, these thoughts, well, some of these are positives and the others, well, they're false. I was lying to myself through other people. Other people were telling me things that weren't true and I was believing them, And so what helped me grow is knowing who I am. And my dyspraxia has made me James. It's made me James. It hasn't taken James away from me. It's, I've done a lot of soul searching, digging deep into my thoughts and my emotions to see what I'm good at, to see what I need in my life. The quirks that I perceived were really, really bad actually make me who I am. And those things that I'm not good at that I don't need in my life, And that's made me see, well, this is who I am. I'm embracing myself. I'm embracing the fact that I like to wear nice clothes. Well, I think the clothes that I wear are nice. I mean, other people have different opinions. I like the fact that I'm more feminine now, and I'm getting more comfortable in my own skin. I'm being more body positive. I mean, you've probably seen some photos out there like, wow, okay. Someone who isn't comfortable in their own skin wouldn't be posting those photos. You know what I mean? I love the fact that I've grown as a person, and this dyspraxia has made me who I am. Being gay, I suppose, yeah, it has made me who I am. It's made me the person that I am today. and I'm so happy for it. And the idea of being in a world without being able to be gay is now depressing, and the fact that so many people's rights, so many people from the LGBTQ plus community's rights are at risk. It's saddening, The fact is that these are our rights. The people that are putting these rights at risk, whether we get recognized or don't, it has no effect to you. You know what I mean? Us being recognized, what does it matter to you? I mean, it's not going to affect you negatively. I mean, the fact that we want rights, we're not taking rights away from you. We just want an opinion. We want to be heard. There's no problem with that, is there? And so, to me, it's taught me to stand up for what I believe in. My dyspraxia, being gay, it's told me to fight for what's right, to make sure we live in a world that treats people with respect, no matter their sexuality, their race, their religion, no matter the color of their skin. I mean, we're all on this planet together, and we need to respect each other, no matter your sexuality, as I said, your race, your religion, your gender, the color of your skin. We're all human beings. And so long as we behave like human beings, then we have every right to be on this planet and be treated equally, And it's another matter when you're not behaving like a human being, when you're infringing upon someone else's rights and you think you're better than someone else. That's kind of not how it works. And so, I think one of the greatest things as of recently that has helped me with who I am is therapy. Just being able to go into a therapy session and say, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. You know what I mean? And this is how I feel. Okay, this may sound strange, but this is a thought that I have, right? It may sound strange, but I'm going to say it. And my therapist, she is the most wonderful human being on this planet. She will say, it's okay. It's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to have those thoughts, And I think to normalize having those thoughts, it's fine. Because it's what you do with those thoughts. It's not having those thoughts. It's where those thoughts go. Knowing maybe those thoughts are okay. They're totally valid. You can have those thoughts. You can do something great with those thoughts. Or, you're processing something. Maybe it's over a breakup and these thoughts are they're a bit iffy. Maybe it's something you shouldn't do. And basically, okay, you know what to do with those thoughts. You kind of put them in the trash where they belong. And so that's been so helpful and encouraging me to grow. And as of recently, I felt in a rut. And so, what I've actually done is I've put a schedule out there. I was with my aunt in Ireland, and she is such a driven person. She's so driven. She achieves so much because she has that, and she's so organized. It is unbelievable. So, she kind of helped me kick myself into gear and kind of get a schedule going in my calendar on my computer. So I have my day organized every Sunday in the evening. I plan out my week. I plan out what I'm going to do. I plan out my exercise. I go for a run one day, the next day I do a workout at home. It's really helpful for me. And something else that I've been doing even more recently than my planning is I have a diary and I just write things in it. So if I have a thought that comes into my head, I can just write it down. No matter how strange, no matter how bizarre the thought is, no matter how weird it may seem, I write it out. I write it out and then I have it. And that's the great thing. If I go into therapy sessions, then I can just look, these are the things I've written down. Or for myself, I can just process things. Like if I'm going to bed and I have a thought in my head, I'll forget about it. If I don't, I'll forget about it. And it's something really exciting, which is often I do forget about it. And I'm spending ages trying to figure out just what the hell that thought was. Write it down. And then in the morning or when you go out and you come back later, it's there. it's there. And so I found that's really, really helpful in myself. And I think what's really helpful is having that space where you can be yourself, where you can share your most deepest thoughts. It could be with a really close friend. It could be in a relationship. It could be in therapy. I think it's also handy to have a place where you can share things that maybe isn't in a relationship. Because of course a relationship is about sharing things. But I think a place where you can really process things, and it could be about someone, in a relationship that isn't behaving the way you expect them to behave, or you want them to behave, and you want to know, is it okay to feel this way, or just what do I do? If you believe that the person is being abusive to you, maybe verbally abusive, or you suspect something's up, they're behaving strangely, I think, having like a therapist or a really good friend, it's really, really helpful. And I think those things have really, really helped me grow into the person that I am today. And I'm so happy with who I am. I mean, there's still bits of anxiety left, and I still have a bit of social anxiety, but I think that's something that I'm working on. And there's a lot that I'm working on, and that will maybe be there for the rest of my life, but it's how I manage it. In my therapy sessions, I refer to a speeding train. That's what me and my therapist have. So the train's going really fast when I'm really anxious. And, when the train's going so fast, it misses the stations. And so, I think at the beginning of the therapy sessions, it was establishing the train's going very fast. How do we slow it down? Midway through the therapy sessions, it's still the same, but now it's okay. How do I slow the train down so that it can stop at the station safely, the passengers can get off safely, but then also how do I stop it from going too slow? So I'm not kind of, being stagnant, if you know what I mean. I'm not stopping and not doing anything. Because I think that's very, very important for me, is how I make sure that I'm keeping on top of things, which is why the schedule is there. It stops me from being too slow. I can look at the schedule and I can go, this is where I am. It's so great. I set my computer up so that my schedule opens on my calendar. That's the first thing that opens. And then when my schedule's opened, it also opens a to-do list in Pages, which is Apple's Word. So in Pages, I see everything listed. This is what I have to do today. This is how I'm going to do it. And that's so important to me, to be able to see that and know my day has been planned. I know what I'm doing. Because I found that when I didn't have the structure of the day, it ran away with me. I could go for a run. Oh, it's too late to go for a run now. I forget even to take my medication. I have not missed a day on this plan. So I think that's something very helpful. And I think understanding myself and spending time on myself, going through some dark, dark times in my life, has brought me to the brightest light possible. And that's not only in part to me understanding my dyspraxia and my sexuality, but also to other people who have, have loved me for who I am, who have been with me during my growth and seen me grow into this completely different person, which I think is really, really important. So, I wouldn't be here without those people in my life. And, I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for the journey that I've been on. And if you think, would I change things? I get very scared about that thought now. In the past, I would think, yes, I would change things, but where would I be? Where would you be if you changed one, even the smallest thing, a couple of years in the past? You go back and change it. Would you even be here? That's a morbid thought, I suppose, but yeah. Anyway, this is my favorite setting to just share because it's so beautiful out. The scenery is so beautiful. So anyway, I hope you've learned something from that, because that really, all of that stuff is part of who I am. It's made me who I am. So anyway, thank you.